On this episode of System Integrators Weekly, we're scouring the internet to find you the best deals on pre-built gaming PCs, and even a system you can build for less than $1,000. All that and more on this episode of System Integrators Weekly. Let's go, nerds! This episode of System Integrators Weekly is sponsored by CDK Deals. CDK Deals is an online marketplace that specializes in discounted, genuine Microsoft licenses and game keys for several different platforms. My viewers can use code BRAY25 to get an additional 30% off, meaning you can get a copy of Windows 10 Pro for right around $15. Let's get a Windows key. We'll opt for Windows 10 Pro for the enhanced security features. CDK Deals offers an OEM license for a fraction of the price of a retail key. The difference with an OEM key is that you can only use it on one system, but that should be all you need. You will need to make sure you either have Windows 10 Pro already installed or you perform a fresh installation, since OEM keys cannot be used to upgrade from Windows 10 Home if that's what you have installed currently. Here I use code BRAY25. Pay with your method of choice, and once the payment goes through, click View Keys/Codes. Click Get the Key and copy it. Then just go to your Windows search, type in ACT, there it is. Click Activation Settings. My Windows install was already activated, so I'll be replacing that key, but yours should just say Activate Windows. Paste in the key, click Next, and activate, and you're done. Thank you, CDK Deals, for continuing to support the channel. Hello everyone, I'm Bray Thorne. Welcome to System Integrators Weekly, where we're all about humility. Yes, humility means when you're wrong, and you must admit so, and you have to do so in a way that lets the other party know that you're going to learn from this instance and maybe grow from it and become a better person. The great part about being humble is that when you're right, you don't have to be humble, and we were right, I was right, and I told you guys, I told y'all about Newegg. I told you like a bunch of times. Just Newegg is right here. Nope. If you're not caught up, they directly conned Steve Burke from Gamers Nexus out of $500 for a motherboard.
What the hell are you gonna do as a customer? What do you do? Because you have no recourse. Oops. That wasn't the person we wanted to land on. Yeah, Newegg can keep the f***ing money.
Doing that in this climate, and to those guys, because they're basically hunt down things like this, and here it was dropped in their lap, is basically taking your reputation, which was already sketchy from all their coverage of the gigabyte power supply debacle, where they were forcing consumers to buy the sparking, exploding gigabyte power supplies along with the GPUs that the customers actually wanted. And they're like, I guess I'll use a power supply. And in some cases, I mean, it could potentially fry the very GPU they actually wanted. It was ridiculous. Yeah, then they, of course, Gamers Nexus goes in, does their awesome coverage like they do, and then Newegg says, oh, well, you see, we'll, of course, we'll take returns on those power supplies. You know, they're not very good. We read the reviews about them on our site that predated us forcing you to buy them. Well, they're doing that again, and they're like, oh, we're gonna get better. We can do better because we got caught and it sucks. No. Listen, I used to love Newegg. Let me just put it this way. If you're in a group of friends and you know that there's one friend, who's just toxic, just a bad time altogether, every time they roll up, you just don't want to be there anymore. Their Newegg in the industry is showing themselves to be that friend, which is no friend at all, really. So what do you do with toxic people in your life? You move on from them. You take them out of your life, and maybe take Newegg out of your bookmarks. Just take your money elsewhere. They don't deserve it. By the way, guys, I know I talk a lot. Timestamps are a thing. I spend time making them. They're in the description below, or just look at the bar. Look at this bar right here. There's like cuts in it. That's not an accident. You can skip around to wherever you want. Watch the whole video though. It helps to watch the whole video. You should totally do that. Speaking of helping the algorithm, liking, commenting, and subscribing are also a thing that can happen potentially, if driven by you moving your mouse and doing stuff. If you want, no pressure. I mean, when the shortages started and Newegg was in a position to actually help consumers, and they presumably that's what the shuffle was them helping consumers in the quote-unquote best way they could by randomizing it. I get that. I'm giving away a PC. By the way, if you didn't know that, I'm giving away a PC. Link is in the description. There's going to be more chances to enter at the end of this video. Watch the end of the video and you'll find out what the next prize is going to be, and you'll get more chances to enter, how to enter, all that kind of stuff. When they had a chance to do that, they completely sullied it with these package deals. Now, to be fair, EVGA is doing the same thing now. They have a few, if you want to buy a GPU from EVGA, you have to buy an EVGA power supply and an accessory. And you can buy a bunch more stuff, but you just need those two things in addition to it. Now, EVGA makes great power supplies, so you're good. However, that wasn't really a priority to Newegg. They look at the things that are gathering dust on the shelves and they say, hey, should we dust these off and push these into the bundles? And the boss was like, push them into the bundles. Don't bother to dust them off. That was the start of me saying, you know what? I'm kind of done with Newegg, and I'm going to try to sort of spread the word of this kind of thing. Anyway, I got on long enough about this, but the point is, I told you so. We're not here to talk about Newegg. I love doing it, but we're not here to do that. We're here to help you through this total bog of a PC landscape and help you find a gaming PC. So in order to do that, we're going to be looking at, of course, several different budgets, price points. Currently, my suggestions lean towards Intel. That's their sort of chart topping right now, from budget to high end. That's kind of how that's going. Not to say AMD systems are not good. They're still very good. And if you can score yourself an excellent deal on a good, Ryzen 5000 system, it's not the worst thing in the world to do it, because it's going to perform well no matter what. But what I'm steering people towards right now is Intel. I'm not an AMD fanboy, even though I spent months and months suggesting AMD. Of course, if you want to get one-on-one help on something like this, come by the stream. I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday over on twitch.tv/Braithorn, starting at around 8 p.m. Central. And you jump in the queue. There's a little line, of course. You get in line, I help you out. And we've been averaging something like 60 to 65 people over there at any given time, viewers. So yeah, most of them are just there to hang out because we actually have a really good time talking about PCs. Who knew? Who knew that would be? Nobody else does this on Twitch. I do it, and I love it. We're also going to look at a PC you can build, as I mentioned. Now, this is going to be in a PC part picker list, and it is going to be using a AMD Radeon RX 6500 XT. Now, Braithorn, you said that card wasn't any good. A lot of people said that. But the thing is, it's really bad if it is in a PCIe slot that is PCIe Gen 3, or if the processor can't do PCIe Gen 4. If the card is being used in PCIe Gen 4 mode, it can be pretty good. It can be okay. Quick disclaimer though, this video is being filmed for February 6th, 2022. Any prices and availability you see here on the screen are likely to change if you're watching 5-6 days later, or even 2 days later, or 1 day later. You never know. But if whatever I show you that you like is gone, well, you can use the specs that I listed as kind of a template to find it somewhere else. There are plenty of other options, other fish in the sea and all that. So the next one is that I'm gonna throw some opinions in here and there. You know the dude with the salt? Opinions instead of salt. You gotta visualize it. And feel free to disagree. People do it all the time. Most people don't approach it quite right. Usually it's more like I disagree with them so they hate me. Like there's a whole bunch of steps in there that they missed. Like, at least we should work up to that. Life is about the journey, not the destination. The last thing is, of course, anytime you purchase anything, anywhere at any time, it includes a risk that that product may not function as intended. No company ever, anywhere, should ever guarantee that their product will always work without flaw and never have a problem. That would be dumb. So yeah, if that happens, there are steps you can take. I mean, you can return stuff and get your money back and then get something elsewhere if that left a bad taste in your mouth. Nobody would judge you for that. Of course, you can just also RMA things, and there are troubleshooting steps you can take. Keep an eye out for a video likely coming out this month of things to avoid doing when you first get your pre-built. Let's get right into it. And I think I traumatized Cuddles last week by not doing iBUYPOWER first. Cuddles, I'm sorry. You come to expect a certain thing out of me, and I didn't do that thing, and that was very not cool of me. I'm sorry, dude. We good? All right, we good. So of course, I generally start with iBUYPOWER same-day ready systems. The reason is, the people at the beginning of the video that want something quick and have a certain budget, this is a really easy way to go to find a system in your budget and get it. What is this? Delivery by Wednesday, February 9th. They cut a few corners, like they'll go for a more budget motherboard, they go for a generic power supply, usually manufactured by the same company that manufactures them for bigger companies, but non-modular, this and that, whatever. And cases with many features, but not including the feature that we like to call airflow. So you just pull off the front panel, you're good to go. You're off to the races. You are whatever you want to call that. Looking here, they have a ton right now. It's well over 20 different models of same-day ready system. I mean, damn. This one's like $33.99, and it has a 12900 KF and a 3080 Ti for $3,400. That's ridiculous. They put decent memory here, 32 gigs of DDR4, 3600 megahertz. These are not DDR5 systems. But yeah, so the thing is, most of you guys don't need a 12900 KF. By the way, 12900 K means that it is unlocked and overclockable, and F means that it does not have built-in graphics, which you don't need because this has a 3080 Ti. But yeah, unless you're gonna get into, some heavy video editing, Photoshop, creative work, then the 12900K will get you there. And it's an absolute monster. But no, this one has a 12900 KF and an RTX 3080. So you gotta watch out for stuff like this. This has a 750 watt power supply, right? That is the minimum wattage for a power supply that NVIDIA recommended when they released the 3080. Which was well before the release of 12th gen Intel, which can run at max frequencies for a pretty much unlimited amount of time, which is very different from 11th, 10th, 9th gen Intel. It can really suck up a lot of juice, man. And then the 3080, being a higher end NVIDIA GPU, can tend to power spike. 750 watts, 12900K and a 3080, go 1000. This motherboard right here is the Asus Prime Z690P D4 with Wi-Fi, by the way. If you look at these and you don't know if it has Wi-Fi, it'll tell you here, or it'll tell you in the headline before you click on it, or you can look at the back of it and look for, well, this doesn't show it, stupidly. This does not show it, but it's like these two coaxial connections that come out where you connect the Wi-Fi antennas. Does this have enough power delivery for the 12900K? Well, I did some research because I was saying, I'm not sure. You might want to go a little higher end. Well, I did research, and this actually has 14 phases plus one, Dr. Moss. This is totally sufficient because Intel recommended a 10 plus one phase power delivery setup. So this is totally fine. This right here and the little thing on the side, not optimized for airflow. Okay, obviously, just pull on the bottom, gently sort of wiggle it out, pull it off the top, put that glass and plastic piece aside, and just leave it on with, leave the mesh airflow, the air filter, mesh filter in front of the fans, and you're good to go. Now, the sweet spot here right now, I think, for all the systems in the same-day ready systems for a gaming and even streaming PC, although you're gonna want more RAM than this, is gonna be this one, $1699, by the way, for systems over $1,000, code RDY gets you $50 off. $1699 minus $50, you get a 12600 KF, with a 120 millimeter AIO, we'll get to that. 16 gigs of DDR4 3200, you can get yourself a 32 gig, 3600 megahertz kit with CL16 for like $160, and just swap that out. And 1 terabyte M.2 drive, it's a great start. And the 3060 Ti, probably a superstar among all the RTX cards for its sort of, well, nebulous price point, but the intended price point to performance. But yeah, this system's fantastic for a $1,700 price point, minus $50. Just pull off the front panel. Again, I found that it affects GPU temperatures more than CPU temperatures, but for more on that, stay tuned. Later this month, got a little video coming out. So this right here is if you're more on the budget end, which of course, there needs to be something for the budget end. And this is quite a good one because you get to take $50 off of this with code RDY. That makes it $1150 for an Intel Core i5 12400F, same 120 millimeter RGB AIO, 16 gigs of the same memory as the other system. and a GTX 1660 Ti. That is still one of the best budget GPUs you can get on the market. Now, the 3050 that just came out is gonna have DLSS on its side. You cannot get that with the 1660 Ti, 1660 Super, 1650 Super, or 1650. Just the 20 series and up. But still, this is a great budget system. 500 gigs is a bit short on storage, but again, storage cheap and easy to add. Let's take a peek, of course, at CyberPowerPC real quick. They got an instant ship system right here that is also $1,150, by the way. Now this one pulls back on the processor and goes back to 11th gen 11400F, still decent budget gaming processor, like just slightly above budget. And a RTX 2060, by the way, which outperforms the 3050. I just don't like the memory. It's only one stick of DDR4 3000, which is pretty slow at this point, and a 500 gig M.2 drive. So this would take some work. You'd need to put some work into this one, but it's a good start. Now, I did try doing a custom system just because, man, CyberPower was killing it with the custom systems with 12th gen Intel before. So this is basically trying to match up with this system right here. So what I did here was I went into a system they had pre-configured and I made some changes. So it's in the 4000D Airflow edition right there. That needs a few fans. It only comes with 2, so we threw a pack of 3 in there, 3 RGB fans from Fantex. We moved it from the 12700K it was on to a 12600KF right there, 360 millimeter, all-in-one liquid cooler, deep cool Castle 360EX with just some standard black fans on there. And this is with a 3060 Ti. And then going to the motherboard, it defaults to the same motherboard as the other one has, but I like the MSI Pro Z690A Wi-Fi DDR4. I like this one more. This one has more USB ports. Now the extra USB ports are USB 2.0, but if you're gonna do something like streaming, you want that. You want the extra USB ports. In fact, a lot of like audio interfaces and whatnot are USB 2.0, and some of them will flip out if you use USB 3.0. Now this, I usually would tell you to go to the minimum memory here and just buy your memory on Amazon and click it in there yourself, take out the one stick they give you. But if you're going with a gaming system, this is not too bad. You can also, if you're gonna do streaming on this, you want 32 gigs of RAM because you're gonna be running a lot of stuff. But if you're going to 32 gigs, click to 8 gigs right there and just get yourself a set of G.Skill Ripjaws 5 that you find on Amazon, DDR4 3600 CL16. And I moved this over to the 1 terabyte Western Digital Blue SN570. It is a good M.2 drive in Gen 3, by the way, not Gen 4. You can upgrade to a Gen 4 drive. If you're just gaming, you're not gonna see a difference, but it is only $87 to do that. It's only though. And then we're looking at the packing. Every time you do a custom system on iBUYPOWER or CyberPowerPC, scroll to the bottom. I will say this every time I do one of these. Scroll to the bottom and click this. It's not included in price normally. It's an extra $19 for them to protect your GPU. That's ridiculous. Stop it. MEHDI, and it still works. 5% off any systems over $12.99. MEHDI. Mehdi? Whatever. If that's worth 300 bucks to get better airflow, a better motherboard, better power supply, maybe better memory, I don't know. Actually, no, it's about the same. But yeah, all that other stuff better, extra more RGB fans, all that stuff, and the ability to just customize it. You don't have to go with this case, pick any case you want. If that's worth it to you, then pay that and order one. Now, I wanted to show you guys something because I am excited that AVADirect has some of the things I've been waiting for over at iBUYPOWER. So what I did was I built this, and this is a strictly 1080p system here. You're not gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna get a 1440p monitor and then like, oh, where'd my frames go? Don't do that. So this one, it's not this case. Instead, I went with the Fantex Eclipse P360A. I love this case. It is like the best for a budget case. Great case, comes with those RGB fans, saves money in the build, all that. And then they have the Asus Prime B660 plus D4, a solid B660 motherboard. Do not spend an additional $92 on the Aorus Master DDR4 B660. If you're gonna pay an additional nearly $100 over the price of this motherboard, you should be getting a Z690 and paying the extra $100 or so to get a 12600K. This is a budget 1080p gaming system, and it's $1,071 with AVADirect's lifetime labor warranty, lifetime tech support, and they weren't really clear on this. I was actually reading up on it on the warranty page, but it says that when you're buying your product, it'll tell you whether it's 1 or 3 years of the parts warranty. So we got the 12100F right here. I wanted a 3050 for this, but it's also $140 more than a 6500 XT. 3050s are getting overpriced, and I was worried about that. I mean, this can play 1080p games. It's proven that if you're getting PCIe Gen 4, it does all right. Not super duper, and we don't necessarily want to reward AMD for doing what they did, but there's a caveat to this here. Let me show you the rest of the system, and I'll tell you the caveat. 16 gigs DDR4, 3200 megahertz CL16, sure. And a 650 watt Cooler Master MWE Gold, 650 V2, fully modular, and a Noctua NH-U12S. Beautiful and performant little air cooler, will do wonders for the 12100. And then for the storage, 1 terabyte Sabrent Rocket Q. I had to do this, you'll see why. And that's a fantastic M.2 drive. There are cheaper ones, and no additional storage, nothing like that. So one cool thing that they do here, because you know you can get a copy of Windows discounted with CDK deals. This comes default with Windows not activated. That's cool, because it's expensive. This is also OEM, just like those keys are over at CDK deals. So you can just get that. So it's just $15 or so, or a little less. It's going to get latest Windows Home trial, Windows Home. That means you need to buy a Windows Home key, not a Windows 10 key. So it's going to be actually their Windows 11. So you probably just end up installing over it Windows 10 and paying $15 instead of $106. That was really confusing way to communicate that. I'm just saying it's good. It's good that they install it, test everything, and don't activate it. They don't force you to have it active. The reason I made certain choices there, other than the processor being wrong, is because this is the build. This is the sub $1,000 build, and we actually have a better processor in this. So it seems that you can actually buy the Radeon RX 6500 XT for something within $100 of the original price. And it's all the same components from what I showed you over there, except we've got G.Skill Ripjaws 5 memory. And of course, this is where I had to match up that other one. I found a great price on the Sabrent Rocket Q, 1 terabyte M.2 drive, same one as the other one, for $89.99. You can go in and add some fans if you want to add some more fans, because you get 2 with this case, and then you'll have the fan on the cooler. So yes, I do like to do a PC part picker list every now and then. I did one for when the Ryzen 5600G, 5700G came out. And then you've got the 6500 XT. Now this you can replace with any GPU you can get your hands on. Intel Arc GPUs. Yes, Intel's dedicated GPUs, they did not backtrack on that. They have claimed that it will still be released in Q1 of 2022. Q1 is January 1st to March 31st. It is not that far off. That may shift the GPU market considerably, especially if they've been building up stock on these. Please, Intel, put something, sell directly, put something in place to flout the scalpers and the bots, please. One thing I want to mention is, guys, you guys, we call the Discord community, which you should totally join because it's awesome. We call them the Swarm. It is a swarm because, you know, mascots, the best, the coolest, awesomest bee ever, RGB. That's RGB right there, if you didn't know. And you showed, the community really showed how the Swarm does it whenever we started covering Alexander PCs, and they immediately were like enthusiastic about what we're doing, trying to help consumers through a market that is just complete garbage right now. I will mention this again, by the way, guys. I always show you just the system integrators and not like iBUYPOWER on Amazon and on Best Buy. It is different. I have my own experience to speak to that I had a different experience that Steve did in the physical unboxing experience. And many members of my, 1,300 members now in the Discord community who purchased iBUYPOWER systems reported exactly the same thing. So it is different. It's not an opinion, it is fact. But when I tell you guys about a place I'm excited about that is more, maybe a little more boutique, more quality focused, and directly in contact with you guys, because if you buy something from iBUYPOWER, it can take time to get someone on the phone for sure. So when I told you guys about Alexander PCs and the cool stuff they were doing over there, they're a smaller system integrator, and we want to support that in this industry. We want to support the enthusiasm, the passion that you'll find at a smaller company like that started up a couple of years ago, and the ingenuity and imagination that goes into these builds. And you will see that
the innovation that happens there when they're like, hey, we got to set ourselves apart. You guys went over there and you just killed it in, relative to what they're used to. Of course, anytime I get a code that I can give you where you can save money, I'm also enthusiastic about sending you there. We have code Breathorn at Alexander PCs. Now, y'all, they get shipments of GPUs, y'all clean them out. They have more on the way. So anytime you see something that says sold out, we'll get to that. They have more on the way. So this one, I'm still really loving this one here. It is a 12600K, and I'm telling you, the thing can do it all. With a 3060 Ti or a 3070. Now, the 3060 Ti is currently out of stock. That keeps it under, that's what had it under $2,000. You go with 3070, that goes up to 2274. Right now, I'm actually comparing this to the CyberPowerPC system that was custom there. CyberPowerPC doesn't come with a lifetime warranty. This does, and that's included in the price. You don't pay extra for that. If you even want a 5-year labor, 3-year parts warranty from iBUYPOWER, that costs you $350. You understand? That value, that right there, it's baked into this. That's why does it cost more? Because it costs more. The parts literally cost more, and the warranty is very much worth it. They do extras, like they'll throw in sleeved cable extensions, and you just get to pick whatever color you want from their library of colors that they have. And they say for anything that is a custom, any order you place today has an estimated ship date of February 22nd. If it is something that's not showing sold out, but it will stop showing sold out when they get their allocation of GPUs, which is on the way. I mean, I always say this because this is just mind-boggling. No, I don't see another system integrator that puts a whole story of every single component and why it's awesome. You have a yellow anime theme build, green anime theme build, and they have an artist that came over from Australia to work for Disney, do art for Disney. Now they do art for Alexander PCs. I mean, you look at some of the art this guy does, and it is, look at that Gundam. Look at that Gundam. I mean, yeah, and it is, clear coated and sealed, and it's gonna last a long time, and this is one of one. I wanna communicate something to you guys real quick. This channel has grown at a rate that I didn't expect. And one thing that I was not anticipating was the weight of responsibility when someone does like they did in the last stream and directly tells me, hey, anything you tell me to buy, I'll buy. That is intimidating, and it's a lot of responsibility. I actually had to step back and say, whoa, no. I'll make suggestions and explain things so that you can make an informed decision. That's the end game here. That's the goal. It's all the information is there for you out there. It's just getting comfortable with tech is the goal here. That's what I'm trying to get you guys. But when I find a company, you guys know I talk a lot about artesian builds and talk a lot about Alexander PCs now, because every single person who's gotten a system from them, received a system from them, has said just the most amazing things about it. And if there was a minor issue, it was that. It was done, fixed. That personal attention, that attention to detail in the build that helps avoid those things. The better warranties, just the experience of getting it. They're different, by the way, between Alexander PCs and artesian builds. Like artesian builds, you're gonna wait for it. It's gonna be amazing, the experience of watching it on stream, and it's unbelievable, unforgettable. If you want it sooner, Alexander PCs is another option to get more of that boutique quality and customization factor. It's just not live streamed. This is where we come to the part where it's like, hey, I'm gonna throw out my opinions there. And my opinions are just that. You can take them or leave them. If you don't agree with me, that's totally fine. I listed a ton of other options in this video, and you know that if you've been here this long. But I want to, I want to do this all the time, but I wanted to thank the companies that have allowed me to feel secure recommending them. Artesian Builds and Alexander PCs. You guys are great. And I want to add to that portfolio. Not out of like a lack of loyalty or something, because I honestly shouldn't be loyal to any one brand. I try to remain neutral. It's just, if I know it's more reliable and it might cost you a bit more, but it's more reliable, what else am I supposed to do? I'm not really here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you the truth of things. First off, before I get to the giveaway details, I want to give a shout out that's maybe a little weird for some of y'all, But the reason that I made a YouTube channel in the first place, and God, don't go back and watch my first video because I basically wanted to be Harris Heller. That's the thing. I actually kind of recommend this if you're going to start a YouTube channel. You should. Why not? If there's someone you really like on YouTube, try emulating them. It's a style you're comfortable with, it's content you're comfortable with, but then venture out. I started my YouTube channel because I was watching Harris Heller stuff. I wanted to be a streamer. His advice was, if you want to grow on Twitch, start a YouTube channel and don't make it just about your highlight videos from your stream. The people who care about your stream already were there. They don't really care about the highlights, and the people on YouTube don't know who you are. They have no reason to care. Make original content. But I wouldn't have even started a YouTube channel if not for the advice of Harris Heller on the Alpha Gaming channel, soon to be Senpai HQ. I think that's where he's going with it. So, shout out to the boys. Shout out to Harris. Started out there and now here we are. So thank you. And who knows where we'll go. I'm gonna keep doing this. So you're awesome, man. I'm at this point where we're doing a PC giveaway. So let's talk about the PC giveaway. Last week, I know that there were a lot of people complaining that the only way to enter was to follow my Twitter. Okay, I know. That's where giveaways happen a lot that I see. So that's what I emulate, okay? So we are gonna add a few Twitter follows as more ways to enter. This is something I'm doing every week, adding more ways to enter and adding another prize to the pool. Now, I don't have the smaller prize near me because we started with 4 people are gonna get RGB mouse pads. And if you want, I'll autograph it for you. I mean, I don't know if you want my autograph. I'm just a dude talking about computers, but whatever, that's an option. The next one was gonna be something else that is just kind of a similar element, but we'll save that for next week. So it's a bigger prize right now that I'm gonna show you. And this one is kind of a sad story, but I did this giveaway forever ago and announced the winner, emailed the winner again, and just never got a response. And I was like, well, I'll probably do another giveaway in December and I'll just rerun it through the giveaway, I guess. And we didn't do a giveaway in December. It didn't actually end up happening for various reasons. So, Govee Immersion Kit, still here. Never opened because it's not mine. It's supposed to be one of yours. It's here, it's getting thrown in the pool, it's gonna get given away. If you're in this giveaway, watch your email around the 28th, please. 28th, or the 1st of March, okay? Watch your email. That's probably the most reliable way for me to get a hold of you. I just never got a response. Maybe it went to spam. I don't know. Check your spam folder at that time or whatever. It's going to come from brayathorn.biz@gmail.com. This kit is awesome. I have a whole video on this thing. I think the video might be bugged out. I don't know if I need to talk to YouTube about that because I don't want to just repost it, but I guess I could do that. It's an awesome kit with both the LED strips and the light bars that synchronize to everything, and it could be yours. This thing is like, I don't know, over $100. You know, it's gonna be, I had myself on there. I'm gonna add Blaston and Team Excluded, just because I like promoting my buddy Josh Blaston. He didn't ask for it, and neither does Team Excluded. I'm just part of them, but I want to promote them because I like them. They're awesome. And also throw in Instagrams in there. So if you like Instagram and you've been waiting for this, there's some of y'all out there. I don't post on Instagram as often as I should, but it's just going to be a follow there, and follows as long as Gleam allows follows. It might just be a visit, but if it's able to be a follow, I'll do that. And by the way, guys, speaking of the giveaway, please don't fall for the spammers. Anytime a video has giveaway in the title or someone comments, hey, I really want to win this, because of course you do. You want to share your excitement. I'm excited that you're excited, but there's bots looking for this. And they basically do the worst job where they basically steal let's call this the comment of the week. I haven't done that in a while. Comment of the week, here you go. They basically steal my my profile picture, which I just changed it for that reason. And they do ASCII numbers here to where they can cheat the system and put numbers, I guess, so it doesn't get recognized as a phone number. And then they put WhatsApp. I tell you guys, the contest, I'm gonna change it on the Gleam giveaway. It's gonna end on the 28th. So no, I would not be telling you early for no reason that you're the winner. So please call me on this WhatsApp number. I mean, it's ridiculous. Come to the stream. I'm going to be streaming here in just a bit over at twitch.tv/brayathorn because I stream Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday around 8 p.m. Central. And we talk PCs. I help people one-on-one. Type !join in the chat to join the queue. And when it comes up on your turn, I will help you with the budget that you give me and the use case that you have, gaming, streaming, whatever. and we're gonna build the right, or find the right pre-built custom PC for you. That's gonna do it for this episode of System Integrators Weekly. Got, I believe, 2 extra videos coming out this month. Keep an eye out for that. Boost those when they come out. It helps so much. And the liking thing, the commenting stuff, the subscribing feature, those are all very helpful for the channel. And if you like us, hang out. Exciting stuff. This is not the last PC I'm going to give away, obviously. So you might want to be here for that. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the stream tonight, Tuesday night, Thursday night, or on next week's video. But until then, take care.